just got the boys down for quiet time. Hello, official. Welcome to this video. It has been a not too bad morning. The kids actually slept in a little bit, and for my kids, that would be 5:15. But I actually want to talk about that with you guys. I have some ideas on how to help their sleep. All right, Sis has officially joined us. Hello. Hi. But I thought we'd do like a little get ready with me and chit chat, catch up. The point of this video is actually me talking about my weight loss and kind of just what my day looks like to help promote weight loss and simple, easy habits that I do to make it obtainable and not like this daunting thing that takes over my whole life. So let's just get a little bit ready for the day. I don't do a lot of makeup because I work out, so I don't want to have a thick layer of foundation or something on my face, but I feel better with a little bit on, so let's do that and just chit chat. So as of now, I'm not done with my weight loss journey, but I'm officially down 40 pounds from when I started last summer. One second, let me put her down. Now, I know it's controversial every time I talk about weight loss or how I lose weight. Everyone always comes at me and says, like, either it's unhealthy or I don't know, just try to discredit the way that I've done it. And everyone can do what they want, and what works for them is great, and I'm glad. I personally do not do a calorie deficit because I would be starving all the time. I'm a breastfeeding mom. I breastfeed, I don't even know. I can't even give you a number. All day long, all night long. And I don't see an end in sight for that. And I just see all these meals of people when they do calorie deficits, and I'm like, how are you not hungry? And I know that because I'm breastfeeding, I would have a higher like calorie, what's the word? Like I'd be allowed to have more calories than had I not been. But I'm also a petite girl, so I wouldn't have as many as like a 5'10" girl. So I don't know. I looked it up, but they didn't put into consideration like on this calorie calculator breastfeeding, and I just feel like I don't know. All that to say, I don't think calorie deficit would work for me, and in the past, I didn't do a calorie deficit. I didn't track calories. I did keto with my second postpartum, and I lost the weight in 4 months. So I tried doing that this time around. It's a lot harder this time around because I don't sleep very well, and I need to heal my hormones and, all the things. But I am losing the weight. I've lost 40 pounds. I still have 15 more pounds to lose to get to my goal. Well, 18 more pounds. 15 from when I get to my pre-pregnancy weight, which I'm 3 pounds away. And it feels like I'm never going to get there. But I will. I'm probably just having a little bit of water retention. I'm not sleeping well because she's teething, so I'm breastfeeding more. Anyways, a lot of people like to argue with me, or just in general, and say that when you're on a ketogenic diet, you naturally go into a calorie deficit, which I get what they're saying to a certain extent, but I don't set myself to a specific amount of calories. That would mean I'm not in a calorie deficit, because like the day before, I definitely ate more than I typically do because I was breastfeeding so much. I was so hungry, and that's okay. And that's probably, sorry, I'm checking to see what she's doing. Probably why I haven't lost any weight this week. And that's fine. But I personally just prefer to do a ketogenic diet because I get satiated off eating high fat meat and animal products. And if I don't have high fat, I am never full. Like I could eat all the chicken and ground turkey, and I would be hungry in an hour. And that's just, I don't know. I've heard some people say, like, if you're hungry, it's okay. Your body will get used to it. I don't agree with that. I think if you're hungry, you are undernourished, you're underfueled. So, especially for women in the childbearing season, do not let yourself be hungry because you want to lose weight. Fix your diet. So, but basically, what they're saying is like, because you're so satiated from the high fat, that you're going to eat less calories, so that would be a calorie deficit, which is partially true, but it's not a deficit. It's just that you're consuming less calories. Obviously, if you're consuming less calories, less food, you're going to start losing weight, especially if you're working out, then you're burning more calories. But that's also another thing is I work out 5 days a week, and I'm trying to make sure I'm getting all my steps in. I weight train. Like, the more muscle you have, the more calories you're burning at resting. So that's an important factor of it too. But I owe my weight loss to keto/carnivore. And I know that's not what everybody wants to hear. Nobody wants to cut out carbs. I don't want to cut out carbs. I think carbs are good if they're whole foods, processed correctly, not refined sugars. Yeah. But you gotta do what you gotta do. And I hate to say this, being chronically overweight or obese is a chronic health condition that needs to be healed. And we should never be okay with being overweight or obese. for longer than a short period of time. I have been obese and overweight, and I was never okay with that. I never settled for that. So I can have grace for people who are, but I don't think it's okay to ever stay in that place. And I know that's a harsh reality that nobody wants to hear, but it's the same as if you had a heart condition or liver failure. You need to fix it, or else it will affect your quality of life. And you're setting a horrible example for your family. And I know nobody wants to say that. And I know people have like thyroid issues and this, that, and that. Then you need to get to the bottom of it. And that's where I'm at. And so if I have to go on keto to do it, so be it. Anyways, so without going too much further into that, that's why I have chosen to do keto/carnivore, just ketogenic diet. And it does work for me. It probably would work better if I got more sleep and I wasn't stressed out with, being a mom, but that's okay. It is working. So what I do, you saw it this morning, is I start every morning with bulletproof coffee. And for a little bit, I was trying to do like intermittent fasting, and I was just so hungry. And I'm like, that's my body saying we can't do this. Some people, like, they can heal a lot of issues by fasting, because when you're fasting, your body has time to not digest and to focus on healing. But my body just said no, and so I'm not doing that. But I am trying to stop eating earlier in the night so that I have somewhat of a good fasting window, but I'm not like not eating, making myself hungry, getting hangry, not having fuel to go about my day. So I start off with bulletproof coffee. In my bulletproof coffee, I have butter, MCT oil, collagen, and medicinal mushrooms. And there is quite a bit of calories in that. I think that's like over 300 calories, and good healthy fats and protein. And then recently I've been adding in 2 hard-boiled eggs because I don't have time to make breakfast. Baby girl's almost always awake, but I need to eat something. So I had that today. I feel good, and I've been going for a few hours now, and I'm not hungry. And the nice thing about being on a diet like this is that you tune into your hunger cues, and you realize when you're actually hungry versus when you want a snack. And me and my husband realized, chewing on a cord, that not really me as much, but sometimes, mainly him, we're snacking more than we should have been, and we weren't actually hungry. And that's a very common thing with just anybody who gains weight, is you just think that you're hungry because you could eat, not that you actually need to eat. And on this diet, we get so full. And then I could go hours and hours and hours and hours and then eat. So I only eat 2 meals a day. When I first started, when I was getting fat adjusted, like my body was getting used to switching over from fueling myself with fat rather than carbs, I ate 3 meals a day, and that's what we call priming, to prepare yourself to be able to fast or go down to either 1 or 2 meals a day. And now I can do 2 meals a day just fine. And if I get hungry, then I eat 3. But for the most part, I'm not. And I do have bone broth in between breakfast and dinner, in between my coffee and my breakfast. So I guess technically maybe it would be 3 meals a day now, because I've started having my eggs with my coffee to make sure that I don't have a cortisol spike. But for a while I was doing 2. So having my coffee and then having my breakfast at like 8 o'clock. But I started having eggs with my coffee so my cortisol doesn't spike. But anyways, 2, 3, whatever. I could do 2. I'm trying to, for my hormones' sake, not do that. I just don't want to risk my hormone health for weight loss. But I was doing 2 meals a day, and I was doing just fine with that. Anyways, so like I was saying, I have learned to realize my hunger cues, and I don't get as hungry as I once did. And it makes it a lot easier because I remember wanting to have like a sweet treat before bed, and sometimes I still do want that. And if I want to, I can have like keto ice cream or something. But I don't need it, and that really helps with just self-control in general, so that when I'm in the maintenance phase and I'm not in the weight loss phase, I can realize, okay, I really don't need these extra calories. All these extra calories every single night are going to probably make me gain weight. And if I do want it, I can have it every once in a while. And that's the thing, is like, we have to learn self-control, and weight loss is a really good way to help you, like, spiritually too, because you learn that discipline, and that can help you with all aspects of your life. So being on a diet long term really does change your life. I've been on this diet twice now, and this time I've been on it for like 9 months, and it's hard, but if I can do this, I can do just about anything self-control wise. All right, so now that I've gone on that tangent for like 20 years, I want to talk about sleep. With my kids' sleep, I'm trying to get any recommendations or tips from parents who have lived through this or have just any advice, because obviously what I'm doing is not working. And I'm trying to figure it out. And for a while, I was just kind of like, whatever works. Our situation's different, but I need sleep, and so do my kids. Now, the baby, that's going to be a little bit longer. I want to loosely sleep train her when she's over a year old, because right now she's teething, so I'm not going to do that to her. But around the year mark, which she's almost 11 months, and when she's not teething, we're going to do some type of, like, no cry it out. I did that for the first baby, and I regret it. It caused trauma to him, and we are still struggling with issues because of it, and I blame myself. But anyways, I digress. My boys are all over the place with their sleep. My second child was an amazing sleeper as a baby. He has to share a room with his older brother. His older brother's a horrible sleeper, messed up his whole sleep schedule. Now they both wake up so early, and it is so frustrating. And I've been talking with other moms, and they're just like, how do you guys wake up so early, and this, that, and that. And I'm like, I have no choice. That's just what they do. And then my baby's awake, and they're all awake. And I came to the conclusion on my own, I need to cut out naps. And I talked to my husband about it. He doesn't want to do that. I don't really want to do it either, because that's when I work out. So I'd have to be able to compromise for a while to help with this adjustment. But I don't think moving bedtime is the solution, because somebody said I should move bedtime. Oh, no, you cannot open that. To later. And we used to have them go down at 8:30. And it just wasn't working. They were so cranky and not listening. Behaviors were bad later in the evening. So we decided to move their bedtime to 7:30. And that's just like putting them down. And sometimes it's 8 o'clock when by the time they go to bed, because we're like talking, doing our blessings and reading the Bible with them before bed. But some days it's earlier, some days it's 7, because behaviors are bad. And I really just think it's a sleep issue. So what I'm thinking is cutting out naps. And my husband doesn't want me to do it because we like having their naps, but I think that I might experiment with it when they're just with me. And if it works, then I'll just show my husband, look, it worked. If it doesn't, then I'll be like, you were right, and not do it. But I have a 4.5-year-old and a almost 3-year-old. Around that age, kids typically are not napping anymore, but I've just been milking it, because I'm like, I love this nap. I need a break. By the time nap time comes, they're super cranky, and that's because they wake up so early. And this might seem like a no-brainer to anybody else listening. Like, obviously, if they're taking this long nap in the late morning, afternoon, they're not going to be very tired for bedtime. But I just came to that realization. I know. Duh. Yesterday, my 4-year-old took a 4-hour nap. And after he did it, I was like, I shouldn't have let him sleep that long. Why did I let him sleep that long? But the other two did not sleep that long, and I was doing stuff, and I was trying to get my workout in, and I was like, hey, I gotta cut out this nap, because he did not go to bed till after 9 o'clock. And he did sleep in a little bit. He slept till 5:15, but that's still not sufficient sleep, and he's making up for it for nap time. Sorry, this has been straight chaos, and I'm trying to get her to stop playing with certain things and talk to you guys. Anyways, I am going to experiment with dropping the nap and implementing quiet time, which is hard because my boys don't respect boundaries very well, and they're like, they'll get out of their room, and they won't, if I'm trying to work out or I'm trying to get their sister to sleep, they're yelling. And so I just need to lay down the ground rules and be like, this is what we're doing, and model that for them. And it's going to take a little bit of time, but I think I'm going to cut out the nap. I work out during quiet time or nap time, which is now going to be quiet time, and she doesn't sleep all the way through. She wakes up multiple times when I have to get her back to sleep. So that's the thing I'm worried about, is that they're going to wake her up and this, that, and that. But whatever. I have to do what's best for everybody. And I'm just going to have to set up like a sensory or PlayStation for them to do something while I work out. And then if I need to devote part of quiet time to us, like reading together or something, I can do that. But that's something I'm going to be experimenting with. And then I will give you guys an update on how that goes, because I know that there's other moms out there that are going through this with me. But I just need more sleep. They need more sleep. Oh my goodness, they're so cranky. They don't listen. And then I'm getting frustrated. And I'm like, you guys are going to bed. It's like 11 a.m. And they take a 3-hour nap. And then we try to put them down for bedtime. And they're not tired. They wake up super early. And I'm like, duh, of course it's the nap. Because my kids are homeschooled. If they did go to school, they would have to drop that nap. So we're going to drop the nap. That was a lot of explaining to tell you we're going to drop the nap. I'm getting a new baby carrier so that when this happens, I can put like that sun hood up and hold her head up, because I'm so tired of her neck being like this. All right, I just got the boys down for quiet time. They're playing with some blocks and some books. And we're gonna get Sis down for a nap. We'll see how this goes. I just got baby girl down for a nap, and the boys are doing their quiet time. So I am going to try to get in a workout as quickly as possible, because they've already been up there for like almost a half an hour, because it takes forever to get her to sleep. But that's okay. I just need 20 to 30 minutes. I'm going to do some strength training. I'm not going to worry too much about my steps today. If I have time, I'll walk on the walking pad after they come downstairs. But I'm going to do a lower body strength workout. I don't work out on the weekends, so I like to do a good workout on Friday to get me ready for my rest on the weekends. All right, we got Lauren Fitter again. I love her channel, Advanced Lower Body Workout. Here we go. Alright, I was like 2 minutes into my workout and already got interrupted with a poopy diaper and a little kid that needed help wiping their butt. So, let's try this again. So the boys' quiet time is over. I'm still trying to finish my ab workout, so beef sticks while they wait till I'm done, and then we'll make some lunch. So I only got halfway through my core workout, and Sis woke up. She won't go back to sleep. So that's all it's going to be today, and that's okay. I am going to make the boys some lunch. you know, typically for lunch they would have like a sandwich or a quesadilla, chicken nuggets, but they asked for oatmeal, and I'm not going to complain. I'm just going to give them what they want because I want them to eat, and they did really good for quiet time. Okay, and Sis is just barely starting to eat meals, and most of the time she doesn't even do lunch because she's either napping or just doesn't want it. But I'm gonna warm her up some ground beef, give her a little cottage cheese for some good fats, and she just loves dairy products. And I will take apart this mandarin and get the membrane off and cut it into little pieces. She loves this. So good vitamin C to help with iron absorption. But who knows how much she'll actually eat. Oh, here she comes. She's got to be a part of everything. Sis is eating her lunch. She'll suck the juice out and then just give this back to me. So that's nice. You want another one? The boys are watching Bob the Builder, and I have a package that I'm very excited about. It's from Viore, and they sell natural, good quality shampoo, conditioner, and body care bars. And I had heard of people using like bars of soap for their hair, and I thought that was the weirdest thing ever until this girl I follow on Instagram said that she used them and she has the longest, most beautiful hair. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna try it. And my hair feels amazing. With this one specifically, I usually have to double wash my hair because I put curly hair gel in it, and I don't even have to double wash it. It lathers so well and looks amazing, feels amazing. So I had to stock up. So this one is a coconut oil shampoo. I got 2 of those. I didn't get any conditioner this time because I got conditioner last time and I don't go through the conditioner nearly as fast. Oh, you okay? You okay? And my husband doesn't, I don't think he uses conditioner anymore now that he doesn't have long hair, so we just go through more shampoo. And then my mom got something too, so I'll show you what she got. She got rosemary and biotin for weak thinning hair shampoo, and tea tree mint for oily itchy scalp. So I'm curious to see how she likes those because sometimes hormonally, like postpartum, my scalp will be very sensitive. So if she likes that, maybe I'll have to try that out in the future. I'm not struggling with that right now. Mainly I'm struggling with damaged hair, and this one is for severely dry split ends. My hair is just always breaking off. It's always been like that. That's the consistent what type of hair I have. I have really coarse hair that breaks very easily. It's very curly, very wiry, afro-y, and I can never get it past this length. And when it does get to this length, it breaks off, and then I have all my baby hairs from being postpartum. So I'm really hoping to get my hair past this length. So we'll see. Got some good hair products. All right, we're having steak night. My mom and my siblings came over, so we're all gonna have some steak. Nice weather out. We're excited. So I normally would have taken my electrolytes and my vitamins earlier in the day, but that's okay. I'll just take them now with dinner. I'm doing my Redmond Relight electrolytes with some creatine, and then my husband has some iodine in his water just to help support his metabolism, thyroid, and help with any radiation exposure. And then I'm taking my prenatal vitamins. I really do love these vitamins. Postpartum, I've been pretty nutritionally depleted, even though it's an investment and it's a lot of vitamins to take, I definitely think these ones are worth it.
We got a grilled daddy.
For our last meal of the day, we had steak and eggs, and then we enjoyed the rest of the evening outside with our family. I unfortunately hurt my ankle, so I'm enjoying my nighttime tea and icing that. Girl was sleeping by herself for once in her life, so that was awesome.
Hello, good morning. I never finished this video last night, so I thought that I would do that while I am getting ready for the day. Today is Saturday. Baby girl is taking a nap, and I feel like crap today. I don't know why. I'm just so tired. And then last night when I was going for a walk with my mom and my sister, I had baby girl on my back, and where I live there is no sidewalks, so we were walking in the street and it was on a hill and the road was uneven by where the curb was, and I twisted my ankle so bad, so that really hurts, and that sucks because I'm gonna have to take it easy on my workouts until that heals, but it is what it is. But I just wanted to give a quick update on the boys' sleep. So I cut out nap time yesterday and they did quiet time, and then we were really tired while my mom was here in the evening, and we just did whatever we could to keep them awake until like 7:30. And they slept until 6:15 this morning, so that's a huge win. Now daylight savings is tomorrow, so I don't know how that's gonna affect them. It could affect them in a positive way. They could end up sleeping till like 7, which would really be 6, but it feels like a big win. So I'm hoping that this is something that continues to happen and help with their sleep, because they've been in a really good mood this morning, and so kind of makes me feel bad that I didn't do this sooner, but I just have a lot on my plate and I've never gone through this transition of switching to no naps, so just wanted to give that update. Things are going good today besides my ankle, but I wanted to say thank you for watching this video, and if you liked it, give it a like, subscribe. I post content about motherhood, lifestyle content like this, cooking, baking, all sorts of stuff. So I hope that you'll stick around, and I'll see you next time. Bye.